Morning. A spontaneous Saturday mission. I don't usually do weekends as a rule, but I've had a couple of Sundays recently, and this week I've got a Saturday. And because I go to obscure-ish places, it's not too busy. I'm at Axe Edge basically, so just parked here on Dane Head. It's a road what cuts between. But today is I'm going to pick up two of these Daft Ethel things, just ticking them off just because. I'm sort of done quite a few of them. Hang on. Start my GPS, that'd work. So I'm off to Cheeks Hill Ethel. Then I'm going to pick up the Oxford aircraft wreck, which is over the year before. I've been to that a few times, but I usually come from the other side, from Flash End. So I'll just approach that from a different direction, which is always good. All this is basically new. I've not done any of this before, apart from when I hit the Oxford up to the high path. So I'll be coming at it from the low end. And then there's a path what comes across the top, which I've not done. And then over here to Axe Edge Moor itself, and that's the other Ethel up there. Seems a little bit of a not friendly bog fest. Just watch where I'm going on this. Whoa. No, I don't think so. Not that way. Stay on top of the vegetation. Weight displacement and all that. First Ethel of the day. Cheeks Hill. Not a lot here. Certainly no to shout about. So yeah, so this is the highly unexciting Ethel of Cheeks Hill. So now I'm going to just drop back down, intersect the path again and go up there, head in sort of southeast-ish really, over to the Oxford wreck. So it's relatively spontaneous, make it up as I go along mission really, so it should be fairly short as well, considering I think it's only about 4 miles, as I say, when it's all said and done. So Cheeks Hill, over to the Oxford somewhere up there, then over I presume to the Trig Point on Axe Edge for the other Ethel, and the car's literally there. So we'll crack this off, and we'll probably might go somewhere else afterwards, depending on time and inclination really. So it's been dry for many weeks, we've not had any rain whatsoever. It seems quite boggy in places. So I say head up here, find a relevant intersection. I'll have to cut up the more off piste to get to the Oxford wreck, and then up again to intersect the path that I've been on before. But then I'll be going left, whereas normally I'd have come from my right. Right, I'm just getting to the top of this path. I'm fairly sure, yeah. I'm fairly sure there should be another summit off to my left. And just as I said that, it appeared. So this way at the top, because the wreck is on that flank. Random bloke appears from nowhere. So yeah, I've just got to say, just go up here to a strategic point. A tangent off. I think that's the cafe at Flash. Quarter of a mile off piste, and so far dry enough. If there's going to be an issue, to be down in the low ground, where it'll probably get marshy maybe. So this is not only only extreme scrap metal hunting, but also extreme helium balloon collecting. Just up on this flank, 500 feet. So just over this little rise, I guess, in them divots. From memory, And there's two small debris pools, but we're approaching it from a totally different angle. Been able to sort of cover a bit more terrain, I suppose. See if there's any outliers. 200 feet. But you can see why you need GPS for this game. You could literally be stood 15 feet away and not see it. So when I first started wreck hunting, my first one was a Dakota in Iceland, which is actually the full fuselage. You can walk through it and everything, which is what got me started in this game. I thought there's all this crap on Peak District, so I started hunting them. And of course I found about 71 wrecks in the peaks with debris in place, but of course none of them are anything like the one in Iceland. That one you can see from a mile away. These you have all I'm seeing 15 feet away. But here we are at the Oxford, I can't quite remember the name, Oxford HN429. Rings a bell, but I'll put more info when I get on computer. So cars there on the road in the dip, across to Cheeks Hill, which is along that wall. So that's one of Ethels, along here and over the moor to get to the Oxford. So from here up to the path above is the only bit that doubles, and then I say I came in, I've been here I think twice before. I've always come from that side over near a little sort of village down there, Flash, and then over the path and down. So obviously I'm here now. I'll go back up to the path and then I'm going to break left, and effectively the other Ethel is on top of that hill there, which is Axe Edge. Let's take a few photos and crack on. Along this path now of Axe Edge Moor, it's got to drop down quite severely and then back up again, I guess. So drop down here and back up to yon Trig. Contours around, looks like drops back up then, and then a bit of a meander. So up to the Trig Point. I'll have a cup of tea while I'm there. So near all these like orange and yellow, blue, red, blue, orange flags. If there's a race or something, or if they're indicating something else. And these for okay for route markers, but down that end, why are they different colours? And there's about 20 in a short proximity down there, which would be unnecessary. I don't know, maybe they're marking some obscure plant life or something. Yeah, so this is the road I came up on. I parked quarter of a mile up there maybe. So I just come over the top of there, down and back up. This path now up to the Trig Point, and then probably go over the moor. There's another bit of a hill over there, which then goes that has a path down to the road as well. So I'll make that up in a bit. Not much for a hill. There's the Trig. 551 metres, Axe Edge. This is the sort of final target, second Ethel. I say Ethel 1, cars there, Cheeks Hill just up there, went up onto that rise over the moor to the Oxford on the side of there, along that ridge, up here now to the Trig, Axe Edge Trig Point, 551 metres. So a bit of a 360 what I can pick out. Axe Edge Moor, so that's where I've just been over yonder. So Flash Village is just over the rise of that. The Roaches, can't see Ramshaw Rocks now because it's behind this, but the Roaches, Grad back down there, Croker Hill, BT mast, Shuttling's Low in the background, Cat and Fiddle pub and radio mast, Shining Tor, Cat's Tor, over to Windgather Rocks, Earwood Hall, and everything will be down in the valley down there. And then over here we're looking over towards Chinley Churn, Lantern Pike, Kinder. Not sure, that might be that Win Hill? No, not sure what's over that way. I can't quite see, it's a bit too hazy, but get the idea. Chrome Hill and Parkhouse Hill just down there. Well, that's the path back over that ridge. So we'll head this way and see where it takes me. I think it just curls around, looks like it curls around, drops down and back up at that rock, and then across the top there possibly. Just logged that Ethel, so I've done that one over there, Cheeks Hill and Axe Edge Moor. So that makes me 60, the 64th of 95, 67% I've done apparently. As I did about 50 on them before I knew what they were, just in my general hiking about. So it's at Trig Point, just drop down and up to that rock outcrop along here. It's along that fence line, it looks like the path then cuts left and right there. So I've got to walk down to the left, which took me down to that van which was parked there this morning. So the car basically is just around here to my left. Cotton grass should intersect a T-junction, a bit like that. Yeah, so Axe Edge, Trig over there, to someone on top of that one. That's where we were earlier. It's only a short hike, this one. About 3 miles so far, not even that. Quite a few cars in that lay-by over there at probably 3 Shires Head, Snotfest. Oh, that's sort of one of the ways in. You can see the roads along there, there's a load of cars parked in the lay-by, and there's a kiln chimney on this flank, so you can sort of come down there, go down the side of Cutthorne Hill to 3 Shires. And a sunny Saturday, I'm sure that'll be a bit on the busy side. So I'll say car is just there on the top. What's happened there? My GPS has turned off. Right, the Garmin saying a smidge under 3 miles, but I didn't start it at the very beginning. I'll have to do a GPX file on computer and do it that way then. But anyway, it's like technical glitch with the GPS, but we're back. Just on a bonus mission. I've done all Axe Edge and everything over that way, but it's fairly short walk by comparison to what I normally do, and relatively easy going, so sort of done in a couple of hours, and only about 4 mile. So while I'm in the ballpark, when I was up on Axe Edge at that trig point, I could see another trig point on top of this bit of a hill here, which is also one of these Ethels, it turns out, Burbage Edge. So I've just relocated in car. I could have technically come down a path and picked this up as well and made it an extended loop, but obviously it was just a spontaneous mission, add-on kind of thing. I just add another couple of miles really, and knock off one of these daft Ethels, and a new trig point, and a bit I've not sort of done previously. Now I have been on this bit of moor before, over on here. It's a bit rough and ready, and this is a load of old mine shafts and stuff, so you have to be careful what you're doing. But one of these northern lapwings. There's a couple of wrecks on here allegedly. I've never found them. I don't know if there's actually any debris inside. I don't think I've ever seen anybody else. I guess I'm near his nest. Not appreciating me walking past. Yeah, I've had a sort of wander up over this rough and ready, and over that fence line down the other side and everything, and I've also come at it from the other side, which is also rough and ready, but not located anything. I've just seen mention of it when I was just looking at this Ethel information. So I say I've been all over that way, but I've not really been up of this section. Travelling light as well, just not bothered bringing it back. I'm not planning on doing anything, just going up and back down again. Yeah, but Burbage Moor, third Ethel of the day, so let's tick them off. So he's coming all this way again just to do a little shorten. So there's a load of mining going off, which I'm guessing what this fence line's about. There'll be shafts here, I guess. Maybe. Oh, that's a feeder. Not this one. The Coal Authority. Go and jump on that, see if it's been filled in properly. The shaft. I'll take its word for it. So there's another one capped off. Maybe. Another bit of a fence around there. I guess that's another one. So, top of that mound where that tree line is up yonder. Just see Trig illuminating. Well, Cat and Fiddle pub, Shining Tour, Cat's Tour. We intersected the main trail. I've just got to see if there's a way up onto that moor. I'm assuming that one is accessible and it's not one of these private land jobs. So hopefully there should be a stile or something off my left. A quick look on the map. It looks like I've got to descend quite a bit, and there should be a path that cuts me up that way. But there's not actually one definitively up to the trig point. There's a gate coming up. It looks like a couple of trails. So the one what's going to keep me back up there is the one I'm wanting. Just looked on the map. I could have possibly made this a bit easier, but I can also make it a bit of a loop instead. I came out of the trail up there over into this main track, and then I've turned right, and now I've got to go back up. If I'd have turned left up there, it looks like there was a track going up roughly that way, so I can come back that way. So much of a muchness, but yeah, I'm up here, up to the wall again, and then hopefully I should be able to break right up to the trig. That's Solomon's Temple on top of that hill over yonder. So I've come across the top of here over to that, and now descended this green lane thing, and now back on the ascent, intersect this wall, and then somewhere I've got to cut right up to the trig. I think when I come back I intersect this path again over there, but I can just probably go over the top I didn't need to do this descent, but just a cursory look on the map, I didn't really pay too much attention to it other than get a route to where I wanted to be, kind of thing. Curlew, another curlew. This should be the intersection. I guess this track here is going to take me up to the Trig, so this will be there and back on this section. All things being equal, we should have Burbage Edge, Burbage Moor, whatever it's called, Trig Point, come into view very waffling until I find it, very shortly there. There you go. Third Ethel of the day. Saw this Trig Point lit up when I was at that Trig Point, and then when I looked into it, it's one of these Ethel things as well. I know the real cause to come up here, so I've got plenty of time, so I may as well pick it up. Yeah, so Burbage Edge, or Goyt's moss, so that's showing up. 65 of 95 climbed, 68%, so I've got 30 to go. Okay, that's me done here, and now backtrack to the path. I say turn right, and then there should be a trail going over left, which is going to intersect pretty much where I intersected the main path. I say I didn't get a go to looking at. It was just an on-the-fly add-on mission, so hey ho. But it makes it a bit more of a loop, so all good. Just cutting this corner off. I came in at the back where that tree is, so the path should cut down there. So there's a trail what just cuts that corner off. This is the intersection, and actually maybe that's the path I want as well. I presume it's got to be, but I will just check before I carry on. I've come down there, I've just cut that corner off, and then there's flagging over here. Now according to the map, the path actually just down there a little bit, but I guess there. So this flagging here is going to intersect that, and that's where I want to be. Well, that couple is. Right. Back along here now, back to the car. So this bit's a double up. Got I think it's a kite, and curlews are chasing it. So I'm assuming this is around his nest. Must be the some lapwings as well. So they're all attacking. So the old ground nesting birds, the curlews and the lapwings, I guess. So I guess he's looking for chicks or eggs. And they chased him off down the valley. But the watch I did start from here, so that's just saying just over 3. So the Trig Point's on top of that hill there. So that's just over a bit over a mile away. straight line. Obviously I extended it slightly going down the bottom of that hill and up that shoulder to get to it, and then I've come back over this way. So just over 3 miles, added on to about 4 miles this morning, so good enough.